Right, so back down in Tuggeranong this week. The start of the last section, section 7. So this is day 5 for me. So we're going to end up back at Parliament House today, hopefully. We've got a fair way to go. It's about 28 k's according to the map, so it could be up to 30, 35 depending on how we end up walking. So off we go. Alright, so just walking down Tuggeranong. So this is the point that we finished last time, and it's pretty quiet this morning. It's not a lot of people around. It's just after 8:30, and yeah, look, I'm hoping to make decent time today. I'm just hoping that the map distance calculation's right. As I was saying, it's about 28 k's according to the map, but last week it said 21 and it ended up being 25, so yeah, just hoping that it's not a lot longer than that, because 30 k's seems to be a bit of a hard barrier for me. So here we go. So this morning is about 3 degrees at this point, so it's a bit chilly. It's pretty sort of icy in the air as well. Got a bit of rain last night, and it looks like there's a bit of snow up on the Brindabellas, so it's pretty chilly. Just causing issues with my nose yet again. Excuse me. Yeah, so look, we're just gonna duck under. I think we're heading up that way and heading off over into Monash before we start heading back uptown. In terms of recovery from last week, it's been pretty good. Feet were pretty good last week. Ankle didn't end up causing an issue at all, and I didn't have any blisters, so I'm essentially just running with exactly the same gear and same setup as last week. I've pre-strapped my ankles and balls of my feet, so fingers crossed, you know, barring any other sort of issue, I end up fairly good at the end of the day. So let's see how we go. Alright, so this is Isabella Pond. So we've just turned off Isabella Drive and we're just walking along the bike track up through Isabella Plains and up towards Monash. So I don't think that a lot of today is going to be on dirt tracks, not at least until we get to the nature reserves over the other side. So just going to take it a little easy at the start and just make sure that not getting that extra sort of impact on my feet and knees. Unfortunately, the grass is a bit wet as well, so it's not really a great option to walk on that. So anyway, it's fairly quiet out this morning again. I think the cold overnight scared everybody away again, so carrying on. Alright, that's 3 k's in, so making good time. Even though the pavement does tend to add a little bit of extra shock to the joints, it's you know, making good time for the actual walk. So just walking along this lovely storm drain, very scenic location down here in the valley. There's really not much to show you, to be honest. There's some houses. I think that's a school. So yeah, pretty wild. So still just walking up along the drain line. So that's Isabella Plains there, and Monash is over there on the other side of the road. Yeah, look, there's just really not a lot down here. There's not that many people. It's mainly just a bike track that runs along the main road and the drain, but once we sort of get over more towards the east side of Canberra, it'll start to get a little nicer, I think. I think those hills off in the distance there are in our future, so here we go. Just a quick update, since wouldn't want you to miss it. Still walking along the back of houses. There's a highway over there, there's a storm drain there, and we're on a bike track. So pretty different. This one's got some trees at this point. So yeah, the diversity is underwhelming. So this is Gowrie off to my left, and Richardson is sort of on the other side of the road on my right. So sort of made a little bit of progress, sitting at about just under 5k's in now. So good pace, but it's just, yeah, not very interesting scenery. So I guess it's probably good to get some of the some distance under me early in the morning, where I can sort of keep that pace up and have it under a nice walking conditions. So it's not all bad. So I finally got a little bit of diversity in the landscape. So just a little bit of pine trees walking through here. This is sort of the back of Gowrie, sort of heading up towards Macarthur, I think it is. So actually I think that's Gowrie shops and stuff through there. Yeah, look, it's the trail's still pretty dull. There's a few more people around here, but it's that's all right. I'm keeping a really decent pace. It's sort of well up around the 6k an hour. Yeah, 7k's in now, I think, 6 or 7. Yeah, so it's been good. So this is similar to what they've done over in Wright and Coombs. They've got the storm drains just sort of filled in a little bit with plants, just to sort of make a swampy sort of area. Certainly a lot nicer than the concrete stuff we were walking past before. So a bit of a difference this week is that because you're in the middle of everything, there's some facilities. So there's a bathroom over there, there's water that you can have access to, there's a barbecue too if you really want to cook. So yeah, this is much nicer up here than it was walking back there. So I'm keen to sort of see how this develops. This is all new area for me. I've never walked around here before. So we've just diverged from the bike track, and it looks like we're heading up into the suburbs now. Not sure what this is. I'm really not familiar with Tuggeranong at all. Actually curious to find out what this is. It's got cameras and everything, barbed wire fence. Interesting. Yeah, weird. Anyway, yeah, so like, walking up here now, still on pavement. So that's going to be something that's going to start taking its toll. My left foot feels a little sore just on the ball of the foot, not from blisters, but more just from rolling over the cement a lot. Yeah, so this grass has been out in the sun, so I might actually start to walk on here in a minute, just to sort of change things up. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, so about 7k's in, and starting to sort of turn north now. We're sort of heading east along the back of Tuggeranong there. So starting to head north again, which is good because that's where we have to go. And so I'm sort of estimating that Parliament is probably sort of around that 23 k's from here. Just got to sort of see how the day goes and how accurate that app is in terms of estimating distance. You can see the little ridge line up there. There's a whole bunch of houses. They'd have a pretty decent view from up there actually. So one of the things I've been noticing as I walk around is just the different suburbs and how, I mean, you don't sort of tend to go other places unless you've got a reason to be there, but yeah, just walking along here I've sort of noticed all the different places that I'd be like, oh, that's actually somewhere I'd be willing to live, or I'm not willing to live there. Like this is kind of horrible having their property backing onto a little reserve area, but yeah, there's ones up on the hill there. I could get into that. So as you can see, sort of starting to climb up, climbing out of the Tuggeranong Valley a bit, I guess. So we've got Fadden and Macarthur just here in terms of suburbs. Just spent the last however long just walking up between people's houses. This is the first bit of sort of rural park that I've seen all day, so I think we're going up here, which will be a nice change. It's still about 4 or 5 degrees. It's pretty decent in the sun though, there's no wind, and yeah, it's just fairly easy. So this is a little hill section, which is what I thought. So I think we'll sort of go up and over and end up in the Woden Valley area. So you can sort of see we started down in that valley down there earlier today. So we've just spent last hour's just been a bit of a slow, gentle climb out. So this looks like it's actually going to be a little bit more uphill here, so I might just take my sweater off and get myself ready for a bit of a climb. This is just another instance where that's supposedly the way you're meant to be going, and there's a barbed wire fence there. You can see the marker just over there. They've padlocked the bloody gate. Looks like it's up and over again. I actually wonder whether or not someone who just lives around there has done that. The padlocks are a bit different. So anyway, this the app says go this way, the trail markers say go this way. So that fence is nothing compared to the one we went over in Coombs, so that's alright. And actually it saves me going up there. Not that that's a very tall mountain, but given that today is a pretty full day and I've still got to climb Red Hill right at the end of it, I'm happy enough just to skirt along the base. So this is actually really nice to get onto a sandy track. My left foot was particularly getting sore before, which is kind of weird because it's been fine this whole time. But yeah, some really nice views out that way. I'm not even quite sure what that is. It might be Isaac's Ridge. Not 100% sure. But out that way is the industrial area Hume, and sort of beyond that is New South Wales. So we're yeah, we sort of come from one side of the ACT to the other, and I'm quite glad I got that little climb just before. It's a nice view to reward you at the top. So there you go. I didn't read the sign that was. I didn't actually see it, but there looked like there was one of these on the other side as well. Temporary detour. So anyway, I just climbed back over. Naughty. What are you going to do? it was a good view from up there anyway, so happy I did. Alright, so just continuing on this way now, which is still the right track, but I don't even know why that section was closed, to be honest. There was nothing wrong with it. There were no works being done or anything, so a bit strange, but here's what it is. So just coming up to 10 k's now, and we just sort of emerged from that little that bush area at the back of Fadden or MacArthur or whatever it was. So we're gonna have to cross across this road at some point. We're just running up and parallel to it for the moment. Very noisy. So gonna have to have a look on the map and figure out where exactly I am, but it's certainly a busy road. So that's Long Gully Road. We're just going to cross underneath it now and start sort of heading up towards the left, and sort of just follow the road for a little bit longer. Looks like we're missing that hill as well, which is welcome. Yeah, look, this part of the track, there's hardly anybody else around. I saw one bike rider just before, but that's been it. So lots of trash here, lovely. Yeah, it's but for the road, it's quite a peaceful part of Canberra. And again, another area I haven't walked before, so it's always nice to see something different. Well, lucky I'm doing this week. Actually no, lucky I'm doing this on a Saturday, because tomorrow it's wabbit season. So still walking along Long Gully Road. It's a bit inclined at that point, and I was trying to drink at the same time as talk, which isn't going to work. Yeah, look, this part is quite nice out that way, but it's really noisy. You're getting all the car fumes sort of coming up to you. It's not the best. Looks like we're heading just up here now. So every time I complain about something or sort of say it's all good, it ends up changing. So all right, serenity. All right, so that's the back of Isaac's there. So we've just sort of come over the top, and we're sort of more in the Woden Valley now. So Woden's actually not that far from Parliament House, but the way that the trail runs, it sort of goes up and around and does its usual tour to Canberra. So I think there's still probably about maybe like 18 k's to go, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's still bloody cold, especially in the shade here. Just checked before, it's about 6 degrees, so it's climbing a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty chilly. So I thought I might have actually been on the bike track for a second, because I thought we were meant to go up and over, but seems to be the right way. I think up ahead there's a bit where the path diverges, as I'm almost going to land in the mud. Success. So just up here, the track for walkers goes one way and bikes goes the other. So just gonna make sure I get the right one. So yeah, Isaac's is quite a nice little part of Canberra. It's fairly well to do. you get some decent views, especially sort of up here on the ridgeline a little bit, out into the Woden Valley and up towards the Woden Town Centre. So just took a slightly wrong turn. I think I was meant to go down there. I'm actually going up here. It looks like the other track comes up anyway, but is what it is. This is actually harder, so I don't feel too guilty about it. Quite nice through here with the sun coming through the trees. It's nice and quiet again. Obviously a few more people. So there you go, that was the trail I was meant to be on. Just ran parallel anyway, so it's no biggie. And looks like we're going up. So brace yourselves. So we're just climbing up. I think it's called Isaac's Ridge. Isaac Ridge, not sure. Anyway, it's not too steep. It's sort of, the first little bit was pretty fast descent. The trail we were walking on before went along that way and then came back up here. So it's the other trail that we were on, if you kept going along that way, was the way that the bikes go. This is the trail for the walkers. Seems like the bikes actually get it easier. They get to sit down the entire walk, entire trek anyway, and then they don't even have to go uphill. So I think that would have actually connected to where we were before, over near Long Gully Road, but not 100% sure. So there's lots of just little file trails up in here that you could explore. It's quite a nice little part. It's all pine forest, which is, it's kind of bit of a mix. There are some native sort of stuff in here as well, but again, it's just that diversity of plants that you see across Canberra. So sort of emerged from the pine forest, and looks like it might even be just rural land there. There were sort of more shooting signs up, so it's probably just nature reserve. Despite the shooting signs, which I presume is for the kangaroo cull, I haven't seen a single kangaroo. So either they've already been shot, or maybe there just aren't that many. Oh, you're starting to get a bit of a view out that way. That's sort of out towards Queanbeyan and New South Wales. That's really pretty. You can just sort of see the airport over there as well. Actually, I'll go this way. So almost at the top here, and then just slide back down and end up not that far, actually, probably like 500 meters from where we started to ascend. So it's a bit rough being a walker. Yeah, look, we're about 14 k's in now. Feet are still feeling pretty good. This sandy track has made a huge improvement. There you go. So there's Jerrabomber out there, I think, and you might be able to see the jail if you're lucky. Actually, I think the jail is just there. Alright, so just there you can sort of see the Burley Griffin Memorial Fountain, which is in Lake Burley Griffin. So made really good progress. I think that's Red Hill over there, which is on the to climb list today. Yeah, it's I'm actually feeling quite positive about it now that I'm up here. It's doesn't seem that far away at all, so I might stop and have a quick water break up here. But normally by this point my feet are sort of getting really sore, but I think just having that mix of terrain and having the sandier path just has made a big impact. So or not a big impact, as the case may be. So yeah, this is really nice. All right, there you go, at the top there's the marker. So that's the lake and Parliament House just down there. That's Woden Valley and the Woden town centre. And so you can sort of see on the back of that the sort of intermediate ridge line is where Stromlo is, which is where we started off last week. So we've gone down into the valley, come back up, and now we're here. So there's Black Mountain Tower there. So yeah, this is it's a nice little walk up here. It's really not that hard. It's as always, it's always going to be a hell of a lot easier if you haven't already done 13Ks. But yeah, I don't know if you can sort of see there's a bit of snow out on the mountains there, which is what I was talking about before, but it's yeah, otherwise a nice day. So shocking, took a wrong turn. So this is the first time I'm actually just going to go bush bashing, because I'm not doubling up. It's too many Ks already today to be bothered doing that. So just going to come down the side here, and that's the path right ahead of me. So I should have come down just over there, but all good. Managed to catch it before I ended up back down in Tuggeranong. I'm going to go this way because that's no need for a broken ankle either. Alright, back on course. So this bit that I just am walking up to is where the bike track would have gone if you don't go up the hill. Highly recommend going up the hill though, well worth it. So we're just walking around the base of that hill that we're just on top of, so you can get another bit of a view down into Woden, back of Isaac still. So actually get quite a nice view if you live up here, which explains why the prices are so high. This is sort of this path here is sort of reminiscent for me of the path that ran around the back of Rivette and Chapman and all that last week. So we're just going to keep going along here till we get to just over near O'Malley. It's another very affluent suburb. A lot of embassies and stuff in there as well. And then from there we're going to, not sure if we go over or under Hindmarsh Drive, and then up Red Hill. So although sort of Parliament's sort of there, we're doing a bit of a zigzag to get there, hence why it's a little bit more than the actual distance. But feet still feel okay, muscles feel okay, so seems like I've got into conditioning on the last leg. So oh well, could be worse. At least I get to finish with a bit of a bang. Alright, so that's Red Hill just above us there. it looked a lot smaller from the top of the ridge before. It actually looked like it was smaller than where we were, but now that I'm sort of down the bottom, it looks quite imposing. So that's O'Malley just down there, and that sort of buzz of traffic in the background that you can hear is Hindmarsh Drive. So we're just coming up onto it, not too far now, and then we'll be making our way up there. I hope it's got some switchbacks or something, because it looks quite steep from this angle. So I'm not quite sure if we're sort of ambling our way up to the top or what. Alright, we'll have to see. Okay, there we go, another example of the map and the trail markers not aligning. So I took 2 seconds and followed the trail markers, and had a quick look at the app a second ago, and apparently I'm off trail, but you know, I'm not. That's Red Hill up there. I did want to go up it, so I'm just going to, I think Hindmarsh is over here, so I'm gonna follow that until I get to Hindmarsh, and then I'll just duck around and see if I can find a nice trail up. Oh well, it wouldn't be the last section without me ballsing it all up. I have a feeling, yeah, I think this must be the bike trail. Oh well. All right, so we're just walking along Hindmarsh Drive now, just to try to pick up where the other trail is. It's a really annoying mistake. I don't know. I don't think I even missed a marker. I can't remember seeing any sort of bit where the path diverged, so I'm really not sure what I've managed to do there. Regardless, this way will just sort of take me back to where I was. It'll be about the same number of Ks. It's just a much less pleasant way to walk. So anyway, I'll pick you up again where I'm up the other side, and it's a bit more pleasant, and I'm not sucking in exhaust fumes. There you go, there's the marker again. Don't know what I did. Apparently the map's sort of saying it's down that way. Obviously none of the trail markers are consistent with that, so who knows. But anyway, off this way, and we're back on track. Alright, so on my right is the suburb of Narrabundah, and on my left is the suburb of Red Hill. So this is a really inner suburbs, just in the south. So we're getting pretty close, but we still have to go up Red Hill, which is still a bit of an obstacle. That's the 20k mark since we started. I think in reality there's every bit of 10k's left. Once you sort of go up and down the track, I think my little detour probably added a kilometre or two onto it as well, which is just got no one to be angry at except myself. At least you got the signage in here very clearly, but yeah, look, bit annoyed. I think all the elevation that I lost coming down Hindmarsh Drive, I'm just gonna have to try and pick up again going back up Red Hill. Just really frustrating. So anyway, this is quite a nice part of town, sort of a bit more older money than down south. A lot of old Canberra homes as well, so as you can see, there's people tend to put a bit of money into them and do an extension, just because they are so close to the city. Anyway, look, we'll just keep on going, and feet are still okay. A little bit sore just because of all the downhill walking. Feet are sort of submarining in the shoes a little bit, but it's good to see that the property sector is doing well. A lot of open homes today. Yeah, so the feet are probably a little sorer than I would have liked. Just gonna make sure. No, okay, that's right. I thought I had just missed another turn, which I think I'd have to hang the shoes up if I did that. So, completely typical for the Centenary Trail, we're heading away from Parliament now. Bark, bark. So we're heading up here towards Red Hill Shops. You can see there's a fair bit of construction going on here. It's a really nice part of town. Like it is fairly quiet if you get sort of off the main roads. There's been a lot of the government housing taken out of here as well, so it's becoming a lot nicer than what it used to be. And it's just really close to everything. It's really close to the middle of town. So it's sort of, as you can see, the unit's going up there, so it's getting denser. Alright, that is the Red Hill Shops. That's a statue of a dude with a hat. It's pretty quiet around here today. It's funny, last time I was here, none of these apartments or anything were there. It was all govy housing. At least I know I'm still on trail. So more construction, really nice homes up this end. So that's Red Hill just up in front of us, I think. So we're going to go up and over, and then we're almost done. Red Hill to Parliament is it's really not that far at all, so I'll just keep going. My legs are feeling pretty good. Legs are a little weak. After coming down those other hills, it sort of it took a little bit out of me, but not too bad really. Certainly a lot better than previous weeks. Feet don't really feel bad at all now. So yeah, I'll just now, does that mean go up there? I think it does. Through the back here. All right. So this goofy Labrador up here just keeps running back between me and his owners just to say hello. Such a good boy. What a good doggo. Such a good boy. Hey, bud. Oh, all right. I went up there pretty quick, so that's why I'm dying. There's the fountain in the lake. That's Mount Ainslie. So sort of just there, it's sort of obscured by trees, is Parliament. So pretty bloody close now. Again, just really fantastic views from up here. This one's a bit nicer too, because you got the view of Barton, Kingston, Barton. So yeah, not a bad little walk. Never walked up here before, but I've driven up here. I think I came up here once for a client dinner as well. There's a restaurant at the top. So let's go duck over here. Might be able to get a glimpse of where we came from. Alright, so that's Warden. And then over that next hill is Tuggeranong. So I think that's that Isaac's ridge that we came up this morning. That'd be wild. I think it is actually. There you go. So that's Stromlo out that way, right in Coombs, Denman Prospect. So down there and up here. There we go, that's the restaurant. I think we go this way. I might just duck around the other side just quickly and see if I can spot the finishing line. Plenty of people up here today. Alright, there you go. You can see a shiny spire thing right in front of the fountain. That's the Parliament flagpole. So the track down sort of just follows the road up. It looks like up here it sort of just splits off a bit and goes down into the back of Forest and Deakin. So it's actually it feels high when you're up here, but the walk to get up here didn't feel that bad. I don't know if I'm just sort of starting off at a higher elevation on one side, but yeah, it felt pretty good. You can see just there, that's a little shiny point, it's Parliament. So here we go. I think we're coming down the back of Red Hill. There we go. There's the Parliament building. So I actually seem to have made really decent time today. I thought it was going to take me an extra sort of hour on top of what it has, so I have to go through and have a look at my splits and see just how fast I managed to do it. I think I thought it was going to take me a little bit more to go up all the hills and stuff. Oh, we're going this way. That's weird. Why not? What's one more detour in the scheme of this trail? It's not like we have to get across that road or anything. This is such a weird way of coming. We've just done a bit of a loop. So we were like right up there and we sort of just come right back down again. And now we're walking through the middle of here. That's the US embassy off there. I think that might be the Turkish embassy. Can't remember. Yeah, it's not, I don't know. This is such a strange way of doing it. But anyway, we're adding an extra K or two to the walk, so who knows, the app may have been right after all. This probably demonstrates better than anything why Canberra's the bush capital. That's Parliament House right there, and we're walking through a dirt track just here. US Embassy's there, dirt track. So there you go, there's bushland everywhere in Canberra, there's trails everywhere, and if you follow the ones that the ACT government picks out for you, you end up walking all over the place. We've emerged from the bushland again. We're back on a bike track, and it's just a little park here, it's a picnic area, so we're just going to go up and under there. It's just a little road, Adelaide Avenue, that runs between the city and Warden. So we're going to go up and under there, and then we should be on the grounds of Parliament House and pretty much done. So just coming up on 27 k's now, so it's not too far off the estimate. Feet are fine, pretty much, a little bit sore, not like too bad. Nothing a bath won't fix. So yeah, it's going to be weird next week when I don't have any walk to go do, but it's certainly been a bit fun to sort of take the challenge and push myself to do this, because it's certainly showed me a lot of Canberra that I wouldn't have necessarily looked at otherwise. Sort of taking me into parts of areas that I was familiar with that I had never seen as well. So yeah, all in all, very positive experience, highly recommend it. There's definitely a lot of little like 5-10k little walks that you can do amongst the bigger walk. They've actually got a link to it on the Canberra Centenary Trail website, so you can have a look at that as well. If you don't want to do the full thing, you can just take off part of it and have a go at that. I don't know if you can see it, that's the Parliament House soccer field. Uni mates and I used to go there, and actually some work colleagues and I have done it as well. Just had a bit of a kick around on the weekend. It's a decent field. It's sort of a weird thing to have just up there. At the end of the day, Parliament House is still a working building. It's an office building, so they need amenities to be able to relax during the day as well. So we were just over there before, just sort of backtracking a little bit. It's not like it's a big mountain or anything, but they've sort of got switchbacks with the path here, so it's just sort of zigzagging up. But yeah, so it's nice little grounds here. Plenty of places just to go for a walk at lunchtime. Not that there's much to go to, at least you get to walk around the building. And there you go, we've got tennis courts as well. So plenty of amenity. All right. There we go. Made it. So you can see Mount Ainslie off that way. I forget that it was foggy the first time that I was actually up here for this trek, so try and give you a bit of a look around if I can. There's the fountain. So there we go, that's the front. So they put these fences in a couple of years back. When I was a kid, you used to be able to roll down, but just because it's a good view, so I'm gonna climb up as high as I can and just give you a bit of a view of the city. Alright, there we go. That's the last hill I'm climbing on this. So there you go, there's Black Mountain, Telstra Tower, there's the fountain in Mount Ainslie. So it's a bit hard to see from this angle, but there's the avenues radiating out that I was talking about. So that's Adelaide Avenue, and then I think that's going to test me, but you can draw a line right along there, and you can be able to, if I come over here, you might be able to see it. You'll be able to see Anzac Parade, which we walked up on the first day. There you go, just off there you can see Anzac Parade. So it's everything in Canberra was planned very nicely to sort of line up. Unfortunately, as the city's grown, it doesn't necessarily work as well in terms of traffic flow and stuff like that. And you've got these big avenues in places that you don't need, and then you've got small roads other places that you don't need. Alright, that's the Keystone, so I'm just going to make my way down there. That's the official start-stop point, so I'll make my way down there and call it. Alright, so there's old Parliament House just down there. And then it's King O'Malley Stone. Alright, that's it. So that was a lot of fun actually. Really enjoyed doing that, but that's the end of it, back where I'm started. Definitely going to have a go at doing a few other sections on there again, just to go back for enjoyment, particularly the section around One Tree Hill, but also the bit around Canberra Pool last week was really lovely. So that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed, hope it was informative, or at least not too boring. So see you next time.